Bangalore Mirror Bureau, updated, May 14, 2018, 4 o'clock. ISTBy DR Sandeep Shastri. The wide range in predictions made by the different exit polls have kept the hopes of all the key players alive, as each one has at least one poll to fall back on to believe that they are very much in the race. More than the exit polls, party leaders who have their ears plugged to the ground are well aware of the fact that this time around, Karnataka is going to have a nail-biting finish, and the suspense is likely to remain till the very end. One poll, one result, but multiple scenarios seem to be the focus of animated discussions across the country, in the 2 days between the casting and counting of votes. Let us assess the possible scenarios. Scenario 1. Some polls are seeing the BJP emerging with a clear majority. This is something that they did not achieve in 2008, also where they fell short of a majority by 3 seats. Such a scenario would involve a virtual sweep in Mumbai, Karnataka, coastal Karnataka, central Karnataka, and a creditable performance in Bangalore and Hyderabad, Karnataka, and a few seats in southern Karnataka. This scenario would also imply that the anti-Congress vote swung significantly in favor of the BJP and went in a very limited way to the Janata Dal. It would also imply that the BJP held on to its Lingayat vote, made significant gains in the tribal and Dalit vote, and cut into the Congress OBC vote. It also implies a powerful majority community consolidation in favor of the BJP. This best-case scenario, for the BJP, would be much beyond their own realistic expectations and would place the party at a decisive advantage in the polls in the states of North India later this year and for seeking a second term in the Lok Sabha elections. It would also imply that the Prime Minister's campaign paid rich political dividends in spite of the factionalism and divisions in the state unit of the party. Scenario 2. The ruling Congress being returned to power with a simple majority is a second scenario that has also been anticipated by some of the exit polls. This would imply that the party has done well in southern Karnataka and Hyderabad, Karnataka, held its ground in central Karnataka and/or Bengaluru, and picked up some seats along the coast and in the Mumbai, Karnataka region. It would also imply that the social coalition of non-dominant backwards, Dalits and Muslims, along with some support from the dominant castes, has titled the balance in their favor. The pro-poor schemes of the government have worked on the ground, and the unity demonstrated by the party and its leaders has paid rich dividends. It would clearly be a victory for Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and assure him of a second term. It would also imply that the extensive campaign of the Prime Minister was not carried forward by the party and did not translate itself into votes. It would of course symbolize that the Congress is moving forward on the track of political revival, a trend that began in some ways in Gujarat. It would also give a greater legitimacy to the Congress claim for leadership of the non-BJP coalition that is being formed at the national level in preparation for the 2019 Lok Sabha polls. Scenario 3. This scenario assumes that either the Congress or the BJP enter triple digits but short of a majority. This scenario is projected by some exit polls for the BJP, while some have said that this could well be the position of the Congress. In their case, this would mean that while being in the lead as the single largest party, they have fallen short of a majority. Falling short of majority would be on account of the BJP. Congress, depending on who is the single largest party, has not done as well as anticipated in some of the regions outlined in scenario 1/2. What are its implications if it was to be the BJP? Does the scene change if it were Congress to score a century but fall short of a majority? In both cases, getting into the triple digits by itself creates a psychological advantage. It also implies that there is a limited shortfall that needs to be made up. would be critical is how much short are they of 111 in the number of independents that have been elected. The JD's dream of being kingmaker could be a short-lived illusion. The grapevine is abuzz with talk of both Congress and BJP leaders being in touch with the JDS contestants who are likely to win. Many JDS contestants have earlier spent time with either the BJP or the Congress. Further, depending on who is in triple digits, the chief ministerial nominees of the Congress, BJP would not face a serious threat to form and lead a government. Scenario 4. This scenario is the pollster's nightmare. An assembly with no party securing a majority and the single largest party being in the mid or late 80s or the early or late 90s. In this scenario, the single largest party would need a support of one of the two other players to form a government. Alternatively, the party in second and third position could well come together to push party number one to the ranks of the opposition. No exit poll has suggested that the JDS would be the single largest party. This implies that the Congress or BJP could be in the first position and an alliance between them is out of question. If no single party gets a majority, the JDS role as a kingmaker becomes a reality. If this were to happen, one development is certain. The chief ministerial candidates of the BJP or Congress, depends on who is negotiating with the JDS, would need to be sacrificed. A precondition that the JDS likely to place before the Congress for any agreement is the projecting of a chief ministerial candidate other than Siddaramaiah. Similarly, if the negotiation was between the BJP and the JDS, Yediyurappa would have to concede the leadership to a leader acceptable to the JDS. Given the sharp attack on the JDS leadership by the Congress, coming together in a post-election scenario may be a challenge. A Congress JDS tie-up, the JDS patriarch might well get the opportunity to make his elder son, H.D. Ravana, the deputy chief minister. It is difficult to see the Congress conceding the chief ministership to the JDS and being satisfied playing second fiddle. The wider national political fallout of such a move would be considered by the Congress before surrendering the leadership to the Janata Dal. A BJP-JDS understanding could happen in two scenarios. First, if the Congress is the single largest, the BJP would be more aggressive to seek an alliance with the JDS, at least to keep the Congress out of power. They would be happy to concede the leadership of such an alliance to the JDS, if it helps in preventing the Congress from coming to power. While some argue that the JDS would look at its options keeping in mind developments at the national level, past experience has shown that the JDS has been more concerned about what happens in state politics rather than the larger implications of its stand in Karnataka on national politics. For the BJP, halting the Congress in its tracks in spite of it emerging as the single largest party, would be a key priority. As has happened in the other states, Meghalaya is a case in point. They may well concede space to the JDS to keep the Congress out of the reckoning. Secondly, if the BJP emerges as the single largest party, they would still like to open a line of communication with a JDS, but would be able to bargain from a position of strength and may well not be willing to concede the chief ministership to the JDS. As mentioned earlier, it may well open up an opportunity for the JDS patriarch to balance power between his two sons and make the elder one, H.D. Ravana, the deputy chief minister. Scenario 5. When talking of hypothetical scenarios, it may be unfair not to visualize a situation in which the JDS emerges as the single largest party, even though the exit polls do not visualize such a possibility. If the JDS emerges as the single largest party, both the Congress and the BJP would bend backwards to offer their support. The Congress would justify it on the ground that the JDS is an integral part of an anti-BJP alliance. The BJP would be willing to offer the JDS support to ensure that the Congress is not able to draw any mileage by propping up a JDS government. As the results start trickling in, it would become clear as to which of these scenarios is likely to play out. Having studied Karnataka politics for 3.5 decades, one gets a sense that an assembly without a majority is only in moments of transition, and state politics as it is panning out today is not on the cusp of any dramatic political realignment. One of the two key players being in pole position to form the government looks to be the most likely possibility.